Welcome to another edition of Pirate Talk. Chris Lovell here, pleased to be joined by Sherri Culwell, the head coach of the Lubbock-Cooper softball Lady Pirates. Looking forward to visiting with you, Coach. You're in the midst of your season. You've been traveling all over the place, kind of hopefully get to be back home a bit now. Did want to thank the folks at Texas Tech Federal Credit Union for sponsoring these podcasts. We certainly appreciate that. So go see the folks over at Texas Tech Federal Credit Union. We certainly appreciate them supporting the Lubbock-Cooper district here as far as athletics goes. So, tournament season. This is always kind of the tricky part of the beginning of these baseball and softball seasons. All that you're allowed to kind of go out of town and play in some tournaments and things like that. You've been to, Dripping Springs, and you've been to Abilene.
Nope, Wiley.
Wiley, excuse me. Yeah, Wiley, my bad. I'm thinking, Abilene, Wiley. It's like it was a trick. I fell for it. But take me through taking them out of town and kind of seeing what you've seen and all that, because I know the competition gets tougher in some of these places.
Sure does. Yeah. And that's why we do it. If you just look at the last 21 days, we've had 20 games, and that's good for these kids. It gets their gets them toughened up, I think, gives them a lot of experience, lots of cuts. It's not just practice cuts. So we started in town with that tournament, local tournament, and did well. Then we had to pick up.
I went 6-0, and that I would say that's doing well. Yeah, you essentially
right.
win the thing.
That's okay.
6-0.
And played in some adverse conditions. That Saturday we had the ice storm that we played in.
We've had some.
That was fun.
We've had some interesting goings
on
here. Yeah, that's right. But you know what?
Stuff.
Toughens you up.
Toughens us up. That's exactly. Right. Then we go to Canyon, and we do well in Canyon. Won that game, so that was good. It was Canyon's always a good opponent. So we started with Friendship, which that was a tough game, but we don't want to take it easy early on. Follow up with Dripping Springs. Go over there, and we did fairly well, 3-3. We brought up some younger kids to fill in some spots and get some experience, which is always good. The majority of our team now consists of freshmen and sophomores. We do have 3 seniors and 1 junior, but the rest of the kiddos are sophomores and freshmen. So we did well over there. We went 3-3.
Your team is young.
Super young.
Very young, and you're trying to grow them up quickly.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's. Have you ever had a team where you've just been at this point in the season and only had 1 junior? Like when you've had an upperclassman where there's just there's just non-existent with a whole class almost.
It's definitely unique, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a little bit of a challenge, but let me tell you something about these kiddos. All of them, they're just like, let's go, and they're starting to learn to. And I don't mean this ugly. They don't fight against each other like not bickering, but they're fighting for and with each other in order to take the team forward. And it's a struggle, especially when you may not be excited or happy with your performance either at the plate or in the field. It's hard for young kids to learn to lean on somebody else, and we're getting over that hump. We're getting through that. Hey, pick me up. And let's go stage, and that's huge. That's big.
Your team is also learning. Look, there's been some injuries and some different, personnel been shuffled in and around and everything like that, and you're kind of not sure what you've got game to game and week to week and all those things. But I think that's the toughness part of sports. That hey, look, things aren't perfect always.
Correct.
You better figure it out, because guess what? They don't get to cancel the games. Nobody feels sorry for you.
Mm-mm. I don't.
Yeah, and it also creates opportunities for other people, unfortunately, and that's just the way sports go. The show goes on.
Right.
Have you seen some of that toughness, or are we still in the midst of kind of growing up with some of these younger kids that have had some opportunities, or is maybe you lose a game here and there?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to say yes to all of it, but
that's not good for podcast purposes.
I'm sorry, but I'll keep going.
You got to elaborate.
I will
here.
Elaborate.
One word answers.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
But yes, because they are learning, but they are also uncomfortable. But in practice, Coach Rhodes and I try really hard to put kids in uncomfortable situations so that they can persevere. And we do that on the daily so that when we get in situations like this, even though it's still uncomfortable, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
So, you look at in one of the games where this past weekend, all of a sudden, Dad's like, I look up and you've got your first baseman in left field, you've got your left fielder at second, and we had to do certain things, and the kids, they didn't blink. They said, okay, here we go. And one of the things I have told these kids is you need to be marketable on the field, and that's not just pigeonholing yourself into one position. Learn different positions. Get uncomfortable at first, and then when we put you in something, then your comfort level is gonna rise. And that's what happened this weekend. We had to move around quite a few people. We have lost a few kids, personnel-wise, I guess, position players, and even kids coming off the bench. But those girls that we picked up from JV have really stepped up and contributed.
Adapt and thrive.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean that's what you
Yes,
you
sir.
have. So you've played in these tournaments. You've had some non-district games and all that. Well, the district play starts this week.
Starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you get right here rolling and everything like that. How much do the things change from the the importance of it, because these games count. This is what's going to
Correct.
decide playoffs and seedings and all those kinds of things. Is there a pregame talk and explaining to them, hey, this one, or is it just business as usual?
I feel it's business as usual
Okay.
because I think we have to take every game. I don't want to look at anybody that, oh, we got this, because you never know. So we always look at them as, hey, we're about to play, the state champions in this game, and so we got to put our best foot forward and let's go, let's fight. Play like there's no scoreboard, all those things.
Cliches,
but they're
yeah.
right. But they're all positive ones. I never want them to ever, in their mind, think, oh gosh,
I've got to press.
right, because
yeah.
we don't want to do that. So it's business as usual. We go out and if we take care of our business and do the same things that we've been doing on the daily, then the wins will take care of itself. Get up there and have a quality at bat, help your teammate, do your best out on the field, or if you're in the dugout, be that positive that a kid comes into after a bad at bat, or maybe, a boot on the defense, be
Yeah.
that positive person that they lean on, and then we'll just go forward at that.
You've had a really good start with Brooklyn Ray on the mound.
Yes, sir.
Kind of take me through what she's done.
She's done well. She's a sophomore, of course. Last year's a freshman. She got
Yeah,
some
we've
game
established
time.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
underclassmen on this team. Yes.
Sophomores everywhere. She's done a really, really good job. The games that she's been in, I think she's averaging 10 strikeouts a game, and that's great. That's all well and good. But what we're trying to focus on with her and any pitcher that we do put on the mound is we want a ground ball or a fly ball. If we can't take care of business with a ground ball and fly ball, then we shouldn't be on the field anyway. So we don't want to put pressure on our pitchers to strike kids out. That's always great, but let's get a ground ball, fly ball, let your defense help, and move forward. And she's done just that. And at the plate, she's stroking it. So she's found her way into the lineup, and that's a good thing. We also have a little freshman pitcher, Tatum Southard, who's come on for us, especially at the plate. And so we got a freshman sophomore, and that's what we're going with.
Is it fun for you as a coach to maybe be surprised, or because I see your eyes light up? We also have a freshman. Is that a fun part for you as a coach, in that you get somebody that's a younger player that gets an opportunity and they kind of do something with it, and you're like, here we go, this is fun.
It is fun,
yeah.
and Coach Rhodes and I really want the girls to see the fun in it too, because it is a game after all. Right, let's go have fun, but to watch those young kids just go, okay, and just do it. Cause
Almost, you don't know what you don't know, so like this is
exactly, and then we brought up a JV kid who's a sophomore, of course, a little lefty pitcher, and we threw her to the wolves this weekend, and she did well. So it is fun. I don't know if they have as much fun as I do, especially because they might be a little nervous, but it is fun.
But that's what sports are about.
Yeah,
That's what
it
sports.
is.
That's what they teach you is, life's not fair, and you get opportunities, and just go do it.
Just
And
like I tell them, that other team's playing under the same conditions you are, possibly. Weather, we can't do anything about that. So you just take care of your
I
business.
wish you could do something about the weather.
Wouldn't that be
Yes, that's
fantastic?
right. Yeah, but hopefully we're on the right side of that camp maybe going forward. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want to jinx it.
don't say that.
Okay, so you've got several of your infielders that are batting really, really well. Let's Sydney Drum, Kimber Craig, Charlie Inger, kind of take me through that trio and kind of what they're doing at the plate and in the field.
Right, those are our only seniors, and they are collectively each kid. They're in the 400s right now, and
Batting average, yeah.
right, and again, not jinxing it, but they have a great approach at the plate. It's kind of the same way. Strikeouts take care of themselves on the pitching, and when we're at the plate, home runs are going to take care of themselves. So we're looking to go oppo when we got runners on. We're looking to have quality at bats, and they're doing that. And as seniors, they should. I can't say enough about them. Sydney Drum's over at third, Anchor's at shortstop, and we got Kimber Craig at first. But we can always roll them around. Those are the type of kids also. We could put Drum at first, Craig out in the outfield, and Charlie could play anywhere in the infield. And so they're doing well. We Lydia Pesterfield, too, I want to mention her, our catcher. She's hitting in the 400s, so those are our top kids. And just picking everybody else up. Not carrying the team because we all have a role to play, but just picking kids up with their big sticks. And so we'll see how that progresses throughout district.
Yeah, so Abilene Cooper this week, and then next week it's Monterey and Lubbock-Cooper and Coronado, and just away you go off to the races here. District play is here, right in your lap. So,
yes, sir.
Well, Coach, adapt and thrive. Keep rolling,
yes,
and
sir.
hopefully we get some of these players healthy, some of these players back, and things like that, and you can kind of have some normalcy there. But right now, again, you're just thriving in the chaos.
Yes, sir.
13-6 and 1 on the season so far before district play. Good weather. We'll cross our fingers.
Right.
And all that stuff. But we will be broadcasting this district opener. So stay tuned to the LCISD YouTube channel. I believe it will also be broadcast on 100.7 The Score, but stay tuned to all those social media platforms, and we hope to bring that to you. And most of those home games will have announcers and all those kinds of things. So anyway, we certainly appreciate you watching another edition here of Pirate Talk.